Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for an absolutely stunning Honda S2000 2007 car with just 43,000 miles on the clock, finished in what I used to call Silverstone, but it might be a different colour these days, but with a black leather interior. Looks absolutely fantastic on the car. It is in beautiful condition. Front of the car completely clean, lights and lenses clear, intact. Bonnet in unbelievable condition, I just can't see a mark anywhere on there at all. Near side of the vehicle, passenger side, wonderfully smooth in the panel work. Near side front alloy, completely clean and unmarked. Panels on this side are absolutely lovely. Near side rear alloy, again, completely clear. And just come around the near side again, squat down low, just to show the panel work, but it's absolutely beautiful. Come around the back, again, absolutely beautifully clean. I will walk around with the top down, not my top down, obviously, the car's top down in a second as well, but sort of scouter it around, doing it quickly because it looks wonderful on the car. Off side of the vehicle, fortunately the sun I think is going to make an appearance, which isn't ideal for doing the videos, but it's neither here nor there. Near side rear alloy, off side rear alloy, sorry, again really very good indeed. And then remaining panel work is absolutely beautiful. This is a 13-year-old car, and whilst the paintwork is extraordinarily clean, a microscope, a keen eye will pick up on a couple of very minor imperfections, I'm sure, somewhere down the line, but you're going to have to look very hard indeed. So now, as promised, just a quick walk around with the roof down, because obviously it changes the look of the car completely, although it is one of these cars which actually looks really good hood up or down, and that's the same can't be said for every car. It really is a gorgeous looking car. You can see why they are just massively popular and collectible, hugely collectible cars. The lines for it are absolutely exquisite, and they are colour sensitive to that. They always look good, of course, but I just think they look, in this colour particularly, it's such a rich colour for the car. Sort of crunching under my feet, but I can't tread any more lightly, but it really is absolutely stunning in every single way. Quickly coming to the boot area, you actually get a decent sized boot on the car. It's not massive, of course, but it is good, and it looks absolutely factory fresh virtually in here. It's in beautiful condition. You see there, we've got the owner's manual pack in here as well. Pop that out of the way and lift this up, and you've got the tools and lock and wheel nut key here, all been present, but it's just been kept beautifully. So coming to the interior now, front passenger door card, absolutely perfect. Footwell areas, all very nice indeed. So the sun is literally going to come out now, which is really annoying, because the leather work looks absolutely beautiful on the car. Right, apologies for that. I've actually decided to park it under the shade, under the trees, so it doesn't glare so much, because the leatherwork is too good to show while it's glaring away. But it's absolutely fantastic. What a wonderful interior on this car. It really is an object lesson in less is more. Let's come into the driver's side, door panel again, all very clean and tidy. Driver's seat, bolsters, really good condition. They obviously show a tiny amount of wear, but exactly the sort of wear you'd expect to see on this age vehicle, but it really is in simply stunning condition. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated as they always do. Dashboard, to all intents and purposes, looks absolutely as new. It looks just stunning. And as I said, it was just a wonderful interior design. What I love about it, of course, is the fact that it is so minimalist. You just concentrate on the driving. If you just give that prod, you've got your original stereo and CD player on there. It just looks absolutely gorgeous in here. Come back here, this is the view you get as a driver. One of the greatest dashboards in the world, because as I said, it is just so minimalist. Dashboard is very reminiscent of a kind of race car. Huge rev counter dominating it, with the speedo digitally placed in there as well. But it's all the information you need when you're driving at speed. It looks absolutely stunning, really does. Videos, as always, will never do justice to just quite how nice a car can be. Sorry, nearly forgot to do it. Obviously, electric roof on the car, put the handbrake on, and then pop it up. All works absolutely perfectly. When these were launched, this was the fastest electric roof in the world. Yeah, it may well still be, but all works perfectly. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda S2000. This particular car is registered RJ07CVX, and mileage at the start of the road test is 43,114 miles. The reason we do these videos is very simple indeed. It's basically so that if anyone's looking at the car in an advert online, they actually get to see that very car in operation. We believe that's really important as a company, because we do it on all our cars. Because we know to our cost, unfortunately, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look fine in the description and the photographs provided, only to get there to find out when you drive it, it's got a fundamental issue which clearly should have been told about before setting off. So that's why we do it. It's also done on the road test route that any prospective buyer would go on, and the reason for that is that we'd then hope it would be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. What I tend to do with these videos is go through the mechanical parts of the car one by one, and this car will be no different to that, but the road test will be slightly longer than normal, if you can bear with it, purely because this is quite a special car. I absolutely love them, so you can switch off and turn off after the first part of it if you wish, because I'm going to bore you to death with the remaining part. So go start with the engine, and I said I'll keep it simple to begin with and then expand on it later. But engine starts instantly, settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at just over a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these vehicles, so all in fine order, and the car's been running for quite some time now. In fact, it's just gone through an independent MOT, so I've just collected it from there. Unfortunately, it's a foul day today, so I do apologise, but unfortunately just can't pick the days. Engine feeds into clutch and into gearbox. Clutch of the car, absolutely perfect. Bite point is exactly where it's meant to be. Smooth in operation, absolutely spot on. Same with the gearbox, you can feel no wear in the gear linkage at all. Feels tight as a drum in every single sense. Steering on the vehicle, track's absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. So again, all feel incredibly tight and taut in operation. Likewise, chassis of the vehicle, I really do hope you're going to pull over. That's not great. There we go. I'm going to go quite slowly through this because it's quite a deep puddle, so you might have to bear with me. But again, what I'm looking for with the chassis is, particularly, and any car of any age, is basically when you're going over bumps, you're just looking out for any kind of knocking noises or rattling come from underneath the vehicle that shouldn't be there. And there's nothing at all. Again, it just feels exactly what you expect with such a low mileage. You know, incredibly tight and original. Brakes on the car, just wait to get around the corner a second, and we're going to give them a bit of a shove. Well, we know they're good because it's just gone through MOT without any advisories, but nonetheless, just going to give them a good old dump. Excellent brake pedal. What I'm looking for again is just good initial bite.
but also that the brakes don't exhibit any sort of pulsing or vibrations coming back through at all, and there's nothing. Absolutely spot on. Coming to the interior of the vehicle, beautifully made cars, absolutely beautifully made cars. Everything's working as it should. Air conditioning's absolutely ice cold. All the switches, everything operating as it should, and it just feels, and it's in lovely condition. Notwithstanding, it's obviously going to be cleaned, but it's exactly what you'd hope to see for a car with this age mileage attached to it. So basically, mechanically, electrically, absolutely spot on. Cannot fault the car in any way. So at this point, if you wish to, you can turn off, because the rest of it is me basically eulogizing about why this is just a simply stunning car. If you look at the used values of these things by comparison to some of their so-called competitors, and I'm talking maybe Z4, Mercedes, even the Porsche Boxsters, the S2000s are commanding incredible prices, and justifiably so in my opinion, because if this isn't, it's already a classic, but it's becoming wonderfully sought after in the right way, because people appreciate exactly what this car is all about. It is a sensational, proper sports car. This isn't a modified sports saloon. This is a bespoke car. It's absolutely fantastic. Starting with engine and gearbox, probably the best combination in normal production. You've got an engine, everyone knows it, they rev up to 9,000 RPM, but it's kind of the way it does it. It's not like a normal VTEC where you get the click and go. It's just the power sort of crystallizes all the way through and up to the red line. I'm not going to be brutal on the car because I don't think it's right to do so, but just to give you a brief example. It is absolutely astonishing. It really, really is. You're talking about a normally aspirated engine producing 120 horsepower per litre, but the one that's designed to take on hundreds of thousands of reliable miles without hardly ever missing a beat. It is simply brilliant. I'll do it again. I'm not going to exceed the speed limit, as tempting as it might be to do so. Which brings me on to the gearbox. Basically what we have here, again, it's only an opinion, but it is the world's greatest gearbox. It's short and throw, it's so mechanical in the way it operates. It is just brilliant. I used to do quite a lot of motorsport and using a Nemesis race car. And the gearbox in that was, very much as you'd expect from a motorsport competition car. It's very mechanical, but obviously they're not designed to last, hundreds of thousands of miles, whereas this is, and this is not far off that in terms of quality of shift. The gear shift is so short, so precise, so accurate, so pleasing, so satisfying to use. It is just, for the gearbox alone, the car's worth the money, let alone the engine, the other bits that go with it. But as it combines together, you can tootle around and just take in the scenery, or if you really are in the mood, these things are in an absolutely different league to anything in its class. It really is an astonishing vehicle to use and to own. Chassis of the vehicle, again, it takes all the scalpel sharp in terms of its direction changes to another level. That steering is wonderfully precise, but it's got a lovely weighting to it and gearing that means it doesn't get that horribly nervous feeling that some cars get. It just feels nice and heavy in the hand, and it's there to work in conjunction with what is a rear-wheel drive chassis with a lot of power. But it talks faithfully to you. It's, as I said, it's the weighting of it that I think they've got absolutely spot on, because the chassis is actually surprisingly very comfortable indeed. It's not a limousine, of course it's not, and it's got a hard edge to it, but it's not harsh in any way. The damping is absolutely superb. The body control at all speeds, it doesn't get floaty, is sensational. I've driven these on tracks, so I know what they're like as just normal road cars, on some of the greatest circuits in the country. But what it gives you at the limit is, again, breathtaking. It's got a beautiful balance to the chassis, which can be exploited. Obviously, on normal roads, you'd have to be criminally insane or completely antisocial to attempt to do that kind of thing. But it has the capability to do these things. It really is a wonderful piece of engineering. I've been lucky enough to own a number of S2000, and in fact, as I said in the advert, it's the only car I ever actually purchased new. I don't know why, but there we go. Ironically, I really wish I'd kept the car now. And it's a car that I still absolutely love. And this one takes me back to all of those cars. It feels as tight as my new one did. That's how the feel of the car. But it really is an exceptional vehicle. As I say in all the videos, if you do have any questions about this particular car, as always, don't hesitate. Do give us a call. We prefer to talk to people rather than email, but either's absolutely fine.